Hello. Strength erg video, Angus, 3 things Concept 2 could do right now to improve the strength erg. So I'm loving strength erg. I've got a bunch of videos on strength erg. Go check those out on the channel. But this is something they could do to add to the PM5 monitor to make it better. So the first thing I would really like them to add is drive speed. So if you connect this to your erg data app, you can see drive speed, but you can't see that on the PM5 monitor. Why is drive speed important? I made a video on velocity-based training, because you could actually train the speed and use that as the metric you're trying to improve. So you put the damper right down at 1, say we're doing leg press, and you're looking to create faster speed. So if you're a field athlete, or you're just someone who wants to become more explosive from the get-go, so starting from a dead stop to bam, full explosion, you want that drive speed as high as possible. That will convert to the weight that's on there, but using the drive speed and then trying to get that drive speed higher and higher and higher. So that's why I think that needs to be on the Concept 2 monitor. Something else they should add to the Concept 2 monitor is watts. So if you've got the Concept 2 bike, or you use a watt bike, or you use a bike, watts are huge. Also on the rower and the ski erg, you can get watts, but you can't get it on the strength erg. Why would you want watts on the strength erg? Again, this could be the metric you're looking for. You can use watts to find out the perfect damper setting for things. The highest amount of watts that you produce will give you something to indicate, and it's a little bit more nuanced than, say, kilograms. So if you do 65 kilo bench press or chest press, for example, on the strength erg, and then you do 63, what's the difference in that in watts? Also, watts will kind of give you this mental output of the force and power that you're producing. So it's a better metric of force than just pure weight or drive speed. It's the combination of both of those, and they could easily add that into there, because you could use drive speed and the kilos that you've shifted, and because it's on a linear path, the watts would be really accurate and definitely worth doing. And it could translate really well into your, say, your leg strength for the bike. You could do 300 watts on here, and that would really help you get this kind of higher watts on the bike. For example, the last thing, let's get over to the ski erg to show this last thing. So let's pop the ski erg on. So here in the monitor, we can change this to watts, but we can change this display here to watts. Let's just do a single-handed ski. So you can see your watts here, powered out on a graph. That would be nice to add, but this screen here is your force curve. And you can see if I do it hard at the top, it creates a little bit more of a spike. If I do it nice and smooth, it goes nice and smooth. But if I attack at the top, it creates this. Now, why is that important? So on, say for example, on a chest press, you've got the bar is close to your chest, the middle position, and extension. If you could see the force curve, you could see where your sticking point is. So rather than the ski erg has a force curve that you want to kind of match, you want to get that peak at the beginning, that's where you want to get the peak power, because that's where your ski erg pros do it, and you want to match that, and because it's a repetitive movement. But because you've got 3 different movements on the strength erg, you can see where your sticking points are, which would be really useful for, say, an athlete. You get an athlete that wants to do bench press, you get them doing the chest press on the strength erg, and then you can see, hey, you're slow off the chest, you're slow at lockout at the end here. It's a little bit different because you kind of build momentum with the strength erg as you're going along, but I think it would give clues, and they could easily add that onto the PM5 monitor. So that's the 3 things I would like to see added onto the PM5 monitor for the strength erg. So we got a watts output, we got a force curve, and then we want the drive speed on there. Anyway, Angus out. Check this video here for another strength erg video.